Hello, fellow nerds, and welcome to Nerd Doom, where the table explodes with exposition
Nerdism.
and stuff about nerds, anime, gaming, nerd culture, whatever. It's fine. My name's Mike,
I'm Addie.
and we have a special guest today in the name of Lydia,
Hello.
fellow horribly ridiculous weeb, also a little bit more fluent in the other language that we like.
She speak Nihongo. I know how to pronounce it.
I know.
So we decided since the Crunchyroll Awards is coming up in February, and the voting just ended this past week.
Yeah.
We figured we put our little thoughts on it now that the voting has ended, and what we're probably gonna see, what people are gonna pick because, well, at least there's no My Hero this time.
There's one.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
There was one. I can't remember which category it was.
Villains.
Is it villains?
Yeah, it was villain. Yep.
Oh, okay, whatever.
That was it. My Hero has had its peak in terms of winning awards for now because everybody's like, okay, we have established who these characters are, so I don't feel like we're gonna see them that often unless something majorly new comes up like that villain.
Maybe. I don't know. You want to start us off with what we got in here? You got the thing.
I got the list because I'm special. We're gonna start off at the bottom and work our way up. We have our first category is best ending sequence. On the list we have "Hold Me Now" by Naya Bria X and Selena Ann. That was a lot of artists I was not expecting. For Carol and Tuesday, Sayonara Goko by
Amazarashi?
Yes, thank you. For Dororo, Veil by Keina Suda. I cannot pronounce names to save my life.
It's like, just give it to her.
Fire Force, and you're gonna get to do the other three because it just went full on tongue tie for me. Right after Fire Force.
Oh yeah, throw that one at me. We're gonna Chikato Chika Chika by Konami Kohara. Stand By Me by the Peggies. And for Sarazanma, and Torches by Eimer for Vinland Saga.
Okay.
Who was the third one? Or the fourth one?
Fourth one is Chica.
Oh,
Chica
okay.
song?
Oh,
the Chica
Love is
song.
War.
My
special
God, the Chica
special
song.
song.
Oh!
See, I completely forgot about that song.
I forgot about it.
Because it was a
Hold Me Now
one-off.
was gonna be my pick, but
That was a one-off song
I
because
don't
it
know.
never
Stand
happened.
By Me. That was a really good. That was a good ending for me.
Stand By Me from
The animation was good. The
it
song
is
was good.
really good.
I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
Yeah, this is
Really good.
so like
But also the Chica was adorable.
but so like,
everyone's waifu.
let me just specify that the Chica episode didn't like made that series, like, honestly and truly. Like, people were like talking about Love is War and how like it was good, but like fucking Chica exploded after that.
Really?
Absolutely.
Like,
That
everyone
kinda-
thought she was super cute, but then after that, they were like, ah!
Yeah, that's such a hard pick. Like, for me it's between Hold Me Now from Carol and Tuesday and Chica now, because Hold Me Now is probably one of my favorite songs from the series altogether, and it had a very very good ending that was very much like what you expect out of a Suichiro Watanabe directed thing, which I don't know. He didn't direct the ending, though, did he? No, he didn't. Ito did, but Ito works with Suichiro Watanabe all the time, so I guess there's that. But Chica,
There's a 10-hour loop on YouTube of that.
That doesn't surprise me.
I honestly, I would have to pick Chica, and it's less because of like how good it is, even though it is really good to watch.
I liked it that they didn't use like the usual like bad computer animation that they normally do.
They didn't
for,
go out of
like,
their way to use really, really bad like 3D animation of like an idol like kind of situation.
Yeah, they didn't do
It's
that.
just really high res, like rotoscope, like
it's
work.
good.
Oh my god, damn.
But I still love the ending to Sarazanmai.
I like the
That
song.
would have my pick.
This song isn't even on the list, like, because the anime just recently came out for Overly Cautious Hero. I hate the ending sequence, but the song is good. Because it's an ending sequence has that terrible
because
CGI.
yeah, you're right. Ugh, I hate those. I hate those
That was
so
a good
much.
one. I'm surprised. Did you say Dororo was on the list?
Yes.
For the
I'm trying to remember which one it was. It was Sayonara Goko, and I'm trying...
I liked the openings better than the endings.
I would say the only reason that's picked, and that's the first ending.
I did like the openings a lot better.
I was saying
especially
the ending,
the first
but
one.
the ending for the first one was very beautiful.
I loved
it was
the ending to
very
the second season.
Yeah, it was very much of this lovely like tapestry in the ending. I would say, and mind you, we can't just talk about the song. You have to talk about the whole like the animation, the direction behind it, and all that stuff.
I mean, everything was very pretty to look at.
The second ending for Dororo was my favorite only because you had this really beautiful, really beautiful song, but the animation style they went for was so fuzzy, and to me, like once you get past like, my eyes, is it me or is it the anime? And it's the anime, but then you have to go, oh, this character. Oh, it makes sense. But it's so pretty because it has a watercolor like wash to it as well.
Yeah, it's always so pretty.
Alright.
My pick is Chica. I have to go with Chica just because the phenomenon that brought that, like, it's just
instant waifu right there.
You can't beat that. Like that is, it's like, oh, Lover's War, that seems great, and then you see that as like, fucking, I want her so much. And especially since I think that, like, what was it, 2 or 1 episode later that, no, it was that episode. It was the same episode where they did the volleyball.
Was that the same episode?
I think that's the same episode where it's the volleyball one. So, like, it was just a package.
This is your waifu now.
It's like, here, you know what you want. So, yeah, I'll have to go with Chica. It's just as simple as for me. What do you guys think?
I'm compelling argument.
Yeah,
but I'm still for the ending. Just Sarazanbai. Sarazanme. Oh my god. Sarazanmai.
I'm torn between 2. Dororo and Chica. Just because I really, really like Dororo. But
now I have to watch the ending again. I want to learn the dance.
that takes you back to the early 200s where you're like, I can do that.
And like Haruhi and like Lucky Star was coming out.
Oh, you remember? Okay, so next up we have best opening sequences, and it's very similar to the endings, but a few titles have changed. We have "Kiss Me" from Carol and Tuesday. We have "Kawaki wo Amaku" from Domestic Girlfriend. "Inferno" from Fire Force.
It is a banger.
9.9 from Mob Psycho Season 2. "Touch Off" by Promise Neverland. And
banger.
Mukanjio by Survive from Vinland Saga. See, these
Survive
are all
said
really good.
That's rough.
I really liked Fire Force's opening.
So the problem is like this is like bias versus like generally like things you watch. I love Survive Said the Prophet with a passion. And I love that song with a passion.
Oh, that's right.
It's the first opening.
I love Survive Said the Prophet.
Yeah, and we were just talking about that.
That's right. Because I knew the song, and before I watched the first season of the first episode of the anime, and I was like, I know this song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crap. That makes it even harder. Because I
It's
was
hard
like,
because
I haven't seen
biased.
it.
Yeah, I'm biased because I love that band.
Crap.
But the opening itself, is it good? Yes, it is. But oh man, it's so hard. I have to move on. So like.
I really liked Fire Force just because like I loved that song for that entire series, like the opening of it. You're like, oh, okay, I see what we're dealing with here. Plus, it's a banger.
And I thought it was just fun to watch too.
That too.
It was really fun.
Like
to watch.
I like the song regardless. I like a lot of these songs regardless, but that opening was fun to watch.
You know, I have to say something about Inferno, like too, because like you also get the idea versus like a lot of the other ones, except for maybe the Vinland Saga, because that was very much the same, is that it was no different in terms of animation of what you were getting at for like in the show itself. There's a lot of times where like the opening or the ending, like Chica, is like super high res, super like high budget, like we're putting all the money into this bitch kind
And
of
the
shit.
rest of it's not.
Yeah, and then like the rest of it's not necessarily it's not as good. It's just that you don't have as much time on it or as much of a budget to like do that like while it's happening.
Whereas the Fire Force opening felt very cohesive to the anime.
Yeah, it's very much the same. I feel like that has a lot to do with like the hard work of David production in it, and I say that because most of the people that works on the what's the anime? Fire Force.
No!
Sorry. Works on Fire Force are actually veterans from Shaft production. So it's kind of like kind of things.
No, Mob Psycho 100 openings are really good too.
I love that opening. It's
Both
funny.
of the openings for the anime have been really good for that show.
It's funny. It's catchy.
The animation
song is
for them
very
too. Like trippy as all get up, but you're like, I dig this.
It's very easy to sing along to. Like,
Mm.
like it's just so good. I have to say I'm not gonna pick it though, only because there are other parts to other things that I think are a little bit better. So I'll have to take that off the list.
I liked Promise Neverland's opening too, but to be fair, it's also Uberworld. So
Yeah.
I like the
I just
song.
like Overworld.
Yeah.
I wasn't too crazy about the animation in the opening.
no.
See, that's what
But
I'm
I
saying.
do
I
love
like
the
the
song.
song. I don't care for the opening sequence.
Animation,
alone.
no. The song, yes.
You,
So
you
as
hear
a
that
whole, I
fucking
don't-
sax. Fucking let's go. What was it? What was it? Domestic Girlfriend. It was pretty. That was really pretty.
It's a really good song. I like the song by itself.
I do really like it, but I can't say it was like the better out of all the other ones.
Yeah.
No, out of overall, I would
Because like the anime sequence is like your typical like, oh, everything shit kind of thing.
Yeah, that was
because
that
we're
was-
doing the wrong thing.
That was exactly I have feelings about that anime.
There's a lot of people who have
I'm
feelings.
honestly more shocked that Domestic Girlfriend is even in any of these lists in general. I expected it to not even show up.
It was a really good song.
It was a really good song.
Like I knew the song before I watched the anime, and I originally saw like a redone version of the song, and I'm like, oh shit, this is really good. Especially when she starts like screaming the chorus, and I'm like,
Ugh.
yeah, get it. So like when it showed up in the anime, I was like, oh okay, cool, I know this song. And I'm like, I wouldn't pick it as the best overall. Though.
I would say
No.
my best. Kiss Me, I would say it's like not my favorite. I love the song, but the opening is not that great to me.
It's enjoyable to listen
I
to.
skipped through the opening.
Yeah, we got to a point where we
Every
started skipping
time.
through it.
Yeah, I skipped through the opening, and I think actually it's backwards. I think it's because "Kiss Me" is not one of my favorite songs. I like it, but it's not there. I love "Hold Me Now," like the ending for it. Love that with a passion, but "Kiss Me," I wouldn't say I was in there. So, oh my god, fucking.
That one's hard.
My vote is going to Fire Force.
It's either, even though I've only seen one episode, it's either going to be Vinland Saga or Fire Force.
I have to say Fire Force. Like objectively, I have to say that Fire Force was the better out of all of them for me. If I were to make a real I'm a real weep pick, it's gonna be Vinland Saga. Just because that song was just too good for me.
Well, the song is good, and there's really good animation in the anime
Yeah.
in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't pick between the two.
Mhm.
So moving on, we have Best Drama with Babylon by Studio Revort or Revoroot. Revoroot.
They're new. It's okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how to say that shit.
Carol and Tuesday by Studio Bones. Fruits Basket by Studio TMS Entertainment. Stars Align by Studio 8-Bit. The Promised Neverland by Cloverworks. And Vinland Saga by Witch.
I can tell you what is the least likely to win for me, and that's Carol and Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say in terms of drama,
we
Yeah.
didn't have enough.
I
There
wouldn't
wasn't-
say it. I generally loved it, and there's like so many things in it that just like needed there to become a masterpiece. It's still one of my favorites of the year, but I
feel
wouldn't
like-
say it's my favorite drama.
And I feel like Fruits Basket, there is some drama in there, but I feel like it hasn't reached the drama.
No, it hasn't reached the drama yet.
So I don't feel like it applies.
It's also
to-
it's too lighthearted and happy for
Right
me to-
now?
Even
Yeah,
with the
right
drama
now, for
that
me to
comes
consider-
into it is not really.
It's not a dark anime.
It teased
like
it.
has dark aspects to it, but it's not.
It teased it in
It's
se-
not a
season
drama.
2, but
well,
it's
let's
not there
let's
yet.
change it from like the idea whether it's dark or not to intensity, because that's the whole part of
It's
it.
still not there.
Yeah, it's not there.
Compared to the other ones on the list, no.
No.
like-
Definitely against Babylon, hell no.
I haven't seen that one, so I can't say
Babylon is
anything
a
about it.
really good mystery
But
series.
Stars Align has my vote.
I honestly, I have to agree with you honestly and truly.
Have you finished it?
Stars, I haven't finished it, but I was watching it. I mean, in general, I really like the series.
I haven't seen Babylon or Stars Align. I've heard both are really good. I'm torn between Neverland, the Promised Neverland, and Vinland Saga. The historian part of me is like Vinland Saga because it's actually like semi-accurate to like Viking history to a point, obviously. But Promised Neverland, like there are parts in that I was just like, wait, I thought this was a shonen.
Yeah, it gets intense at parts, but
I wish there was.
I don't-
I wish there was a like a. I wish they didn't use drama as a thing because I feel like Promised Neverland is unfair, like in that sense, because I feel like that is the most intense series out of all of them. I mean, I would say Babylon is probably the closest thing to it, but I would say like in terms of having wonderful twists, wonderful like writing that has to do with tension, a really good antagonist that has like which that will come up eventually. A really good antagonist that really questions what you're dealing with, really good twists and turns and interesting like concepts that go along with it. I would say Promised Neverland had a more interesting aspect to it.
Yeah. Torn.
just
It's so hard.
All right, so Stars Align for me, I was not expecting all the drama that was in it.
Mm-hmm.
It threw me for a loop because like, all right, it's your typical sports anime.
No one did. No one did.
It's your typical sports anime. Bunch of kids in like I think they're in middle school. They're not in high school.
Middle school.
Middle school.
They're in middle
A bunch
school.
of middle school kids.
Yeah, they're like
Who all have
12.
all these like depressing ass problems, like with their families and like self,
Oh, yeah.
like
oh,
self
it's
problems.
very real.
Like it's not just like, oh wow, someone's the protagonist is so good, he's a fucking master. Which I mean, that does happen in the anime
yeah.
where he's like better than everyone. He's
Yeah.
even though he's never played this game in his life, but everyone everyone's got issues.
Well, the soft tennis part doesn't matter, and I think that's like some of the best like sports anime in general is when it focuses less on the sport and more on the characters and their lives and things of that nature. Because sometimes you don't need to watch a fourth boxing movie or something of that nature.
It gets so good, and then the way it ended, I won't spoil anything.
Yeah.
But just the way it ended was very much like.
I feel like even if I haven't watched it right now, I would most likely vote Stars Align because just the way you're describing it to me, like having that more sense of a realistic drama, that more relatable issues that you could possibly face, versus these people who may or may not get eaten versus semi-fanciful Vikings and
Versus Vikings. That's all you need to know. Vikings. Real ass Vikings. They pillage, they steal, they rape. Moving on.
that's history. I would go Stars Align just because, yeah.
I would, yeah, you know what? Instead of like saying like my favorite, because I can't make a choice, I would have to say my favorite scenes of like each part. Each part. Like some of my favorite scenes, honestly, is like Vinland Saga when after he dies, after Thor dies, and it's very early. It's known.
Right.
It's not something that's like a real surprise either.
No.
Like it's supposed to be that way in general. But like when Thor,
See, just don't.
you know what scene I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
The eyes.
The eyes.
It's like Jesus Christ.
Let's put it this way. You know the eyes of determination that Eren has from Attack on Titan?
Of course.
This kid has those.
It's way intense, and you could feel
you can
feel
feel
the
it.
murderous intent behind
Perfect.
it. Promised Neverland. Favorites. Actually, one of my favorite scenes of all time in the entire year was Jesus Christ, because it made me jump. When Isabella randomly walks up, randomly like surprises I forgot her name.
Emma?
Emma. When she's looking at the picture and Isabella just shows up out of nowhere and just like starts talking to her as if everything's fine. Fucking made me jump.
Yeah, like she's like, oh, it's fine, everything's fine. This is normal.
I couldn't deal with it because it was after they just found out what happened to the
little girl,
the kid, and they come back and like she's starting to question what's happening, and she just like shows up out of nowhere just looking like this. I'm like, fuck, just sorry. That's too much.
Yeah, the anime definitely had me every week, like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh no! How dare you give Isabella such a good, like, oh, this is the reason why she does what she does.
Yeah. So I think we're going to move on to best fantasy. And Lydia, you got it. You just roll up.
All right, so we have Ascendance of a Bookworm.
Didn't watch it.
I haven't seen that
I didn't either.
Astra Lost in Space.
Also didn't watch it. It's on
Haven't
my
watched
on my
it.
list.
Attack on Titan Season 3. I have thoughts. Demon Slayer, Sarazanmai, and The Promised Neverland.
Season 3.
Out of-
If I there's only
okay,
base.
so we're talking about fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah. Best fantasy.
You left out Demon Slayer.
I said Demon Slayer.
Oh, you did?
No,
Oh, I didn't hear it.
she definitely said Demon Slayer.
I'm going Attack on Titan because that's like complete fantasy. It's like everything in that's made up.
It's less about that and more so like we're talking about like best show that happens to go into that category. You know what I mean? Because it's like Oscars. They're like just shoving it in there because it counts. Like, season 3 would probably be my favorite just because that is such a good season. Like it is the better of all 3 seasons.
The world
Hands
building
down.
in general in Attack on Titan, in my opinion, is amazing.
Yeah.
The level of detail they go into is insane.
I keep like every time they like reveal a new thing about the world, I'm like sitting there, I was like, but what else? Like, like what else do you have for me? Give me the lore. Give me the fucking lore.
Give me all of the shit. More.
I think that's why I like it so much because like the amount of world building, the lore, the things behind it, less so about the characters all together.
I honestly love how they just put so much detail in describing everything about it. Like they describe their gear, they describe the world, they describe history about it.
And even the mid episode cut screens even have like a detail written down information about.
Oh yeah, the things that are way too fast for you to be able to read.
Yeah.
But they're here.
Like,
Yeah.
hang on, pause.
Pause it, read through all this shit.
Yeah, definitely on that. And then like even like less so going a little bit more micro in it. The characters themselves really show how you can not have to talk. I mean, there is a lot of exposition, but there's a lot of parts where there really isn't that much exposition, but showing it through like the characters' reactions and how they like take certain things. That entire scene when Historia is like made what queen or whatever president, whatever the fuck she is, and like Eren just stands up and like you see just generally like there's nothing to be said. But like you can clearly see exactly what he's thinking and what like the feeling of tension is happening around there, like that.
Oh no, that's during the trial.
Yeah, the trial. It's a huge deal. Like that's amazing to me. That's just generally good writing.
It's definitely one of those what the fuck.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
especially as you sit there, is like, what's gonna happen?
I just love Attack on Titan. Season 3 was just. The first half was all about history, which I enjoyed because it explained like a lot of background about the characters, and then like the second part of season 3 was like every episode was just I didn't know what to expect. I was like,
you were getting
hype, and then I was like, oh my god!
You weren't gonna get a break. You weren't gonna have a breath.
I didn't breathe through.
What was
the
it? Not Bolthold. What's his name? Benholt?
Bertolt.
Oh god, it's just when he's like, we're gonna have to do it.
Like I both hated him in one episode. I both hated him, and then I felt sorry for him, and then I was like, oh, I kind of like you.
Well, it's one of those
All
things
in one
that
episode.
even when they had the final like
I think it was when they were
bits of life of him, I was going through so many different emotions. Like sitting there, I was like,
they were
I don't know whether I should be happy of this happening or just generally like
I was sad.
I was legitimately distraught at the same time. At the same time, I was like, he deserves it, but God, this is awful.
Yeah, that's not the way to go.
Is he the?
He was the one that
That was a skinny little bitch.
Yeah,
The skinny one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The tall bitch that like didn't want to like try much of anything. It was super had a hot.
Yeah, honestly,
for,
I liked Reiner
Ymir,
better
I
as a
think?
character.
Was it Ymir?
No, Historia.
Historia. I thought it was Ymir.
Reiner was the one that was like.
No, he was super into Ymir.
Was he?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember. Anyway, Demon Slayer is close for me, but
It's up there.
I think.
I really like it mostly just because
I would
of
pick
like.
Promised Neverland over Demon Slayer, honestly.
Really?
Just because the world like the way it's all
True.
built. I
Because
feel like
you have a semi-feudal Japan, like, just getting into
I
modernism.
think it's. They say
Not feudal.
Meiji.
Meiji, yeah,
Meiji.
excuse me.
It's Meiji, but like
no, it's not. It's Taisho. It's Taisho area.
oh,
Because they mentioned it's a Taisho. Because
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
it's like, what year is it? The first big demon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
but
oh, it's Taisho.
the thing I had a problem with it is like the exposition for like a lot of things that's happening within the thing didn't explain enough to like really make it interesting
True.
as a whole world. Like you can definitely tell UFO Table has created a series that's more about focusing on the characters themselves and not like on the entire world in general. It's like, hey, cool, we're in Taijo, move on.
Yeah.
There's demons.
Well, that's because,
moving
like,
on.
if you're a true weeaboo or historian, then you know Japanese history to a point, so it's kind of like, you know this. Especially since the audience themselves are supposed to be Japanese, so they kind of get a gist of, like, here's your history. So that setup's kind of there. Whereas I do agree with Attack on Titan and, of course, Promised Neverland. You have two completely different worlds.
Yeah,
And you have to build on that. Now, the thing with Promised Neverland, though, is they build on this world that you still don't fully know about, but you know that some shit's going on.
Yeah.
My other thing about Demon Slayer is that you don't watch a UFO Table series, which technically this is their first like series that they did on their own, not like taking like somebody like from Type Moon shit, kind of thing, or like the 1500 like Fate series. You don't watch it for like their like world building or anything. You watch it for the animation and its character design, honestly and truly.
It had a good score too.
It did have a really good score.
I think we're all unanimous on this one. Attack on Titan Season 3.
Absolutely.
Season 3.
Of course, I'm just biased about that.
It's
Of
okay.
course, no,
Well,
I
that's
can't
the
say
whole
that because I'm
point
also
of-
biased about fucking Demon Slayer, but not for best fantasy of the year.
Yeah, no. Next category they have up is going to be Best Comedy. They have Agretzko Season 2, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, which Agretzko Season 2 is by Studio Fanworks. How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift are by Doga Kobo. I gotta make sure I'm pronouncing this right.
It's hard to read in Ramaji. In my opinion.
It really is. Isekai Quartet, Studio Puyukai. Kaguya-sama, Love is War by Studio A1 Pictures. My Roommate is a Cat by Studio Zero G. And SARS... Lydia, how do you pronounce this one?
Sarazanmai?
Yes, by Mappa. So those are the comedies. I liked Agretzko, but Agretzko Season 2 just kind of felt like copy-paste.
It was.
It was, but it did have.
I like it.
Yeah, I like
I
it.
wouldn't
Did have a
say
very
it was
very hot
It's still...
donkey. Just
Yes.
to be fair.
It's a hot ass!
That's what you get out. Well, you know what my problem with the second season is that's what most people got out of the series.
Yeah, it's just
is the hot
donkey.
the hot Tony Stark like donkey.
Yeah. Now, again, it's still enjoyable to watch and still highly relatable on some sad level.
Yeah. Very sad.
I'm torn between, personally, Love is War and How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift.
I haven't seen that one.
The problem with How Heavy Are Your Dumbbells You Lift, it's funny because I think it's more funny only because of the writing on the American side.
Oh my god.
Because the way Funimation did it. It is hilarious. The way they've written it as if you are talking like as if we're talking like to each other about shit. Like it's hilarious.
It really
the narrator is fucking so stupid.
I think they keep changing the narrator because I swore to God, but
exact same person.
it sounded like J. Michael Tatum at first, but
No,
it's not.
God, I love that man.
I know. Me too.
no. Almost every single person that's in
So
there
does it
is not someone that's like a veteran in the sense that anything. It is a Funimation though, like
Yeah.
their things, but it's the writing in like on the ADR side of it is so stupid.
No, I would.
I ain't finna get small.
No, I like Isekai Quartet.
It's so funny.
It's funny because like if you've seen all 4 of the isekais that are in this whole thing, it's really weird to see them all like talking to each other and interacting.
There are some times where you watch it and you sort of like it better than like
Yeah,
the shows that they're based in.
I still love Tanya freaking out over Aqua. Like Tanya's just about to go ham
like
on
she's
her.
a goddess and she's about to like, all right, I'm about to murder some shit.
And like everybody's like, oh crap. And then like the one guy's like, she's been saying she's a goddess this entire time. Just saying.
You know what some of the funniest parts is when the two stupid boys, Subaru and fucking
Kazuma?
Yeah.
Kazuma, yeah. When they like meet and they're talking to each other and like everyone's like, yeah, they're the stupid ones.
They really are. At least one of them knows it and the other one's just like,
well, Kazuma knows he's not like
smart.
Subaru is an idiot. Subaru is a straight up idiot.
Subaru is an optimistic idiot, and I feel like he kind of needs to be considering what the shit he goes through.
Oh yeah,
sure.
They released like the director's cut, and I started watching the first
started
episode
watching
of
the
that
director's
this
cut?
morning. That's what I started watching, but I was like,
God.
this is really dark. I can't do this right now. This is a nighttime anime.
I was like, how many things do we need to add to make you feel more like shit?
I'll suffer at night.
Yeah.
This is not a 10 a.m. anime.
But Love is War.
That shit was hilarious.
Adorably hilarious.
It's so funny.
It's like you look at them, you're like, oh come on, why are you trying to outthink each other on this?
There were some scenes in Sarazanmai that had me dying.
Oh,
I haven't seen
it's
it yet.
hilarious. You gotta watch it, dude.
Oh my god.
It's really funny.
Well, I know what I'm doing.
It's just really good as an anime in general. I wouldn't say it's a comedy though, because they go.
It's really hard to call it a comedy.
There's some dark shit in there.
I mean,
and the relationships they have with each other are kind of dark.
The only reason I would say that I can understand why they did it as a comedy is because they marketed it as a comedy. Like, because it's basically like black comedy, but I mean, it's still like.
I mean, there was a lot of times where I was just legitimately like in tears because I was laughing so hard at some of the episodes, but and it is just really good overall.
My roommate is a cat. I don't feel like fits in this category. There were some funny scenes from the first 3 episodes that I did watch because I couldn't do it after that.
I watched it all. It was pretty funny. I wouldn't say it was like the funniest thing I've ever seen or anywhere close to that. It was more cute.
I tried watching more.
I was about to say I wish they could make a category for these type of things, which I highly doubt they will. It's just the most kawaii.
But there's so many. That's hard because like
I
there's
know.
so many. There's so much show.
I put it on the same level as for me because these are my hangover animes. Natsume's Book of Friends. Gaku and Babysitters. The High School Babysitter Club. Those are all the same level of just genre for me. I'm gonna watch something cute and have very little plot.
See, that's what my roommate was a cat reminded me of as the Babysitters, and I was just like, okay, these are both ones that I can't watch because they're just generally boring to watch.
Watch them all.
Like I sat there, and I was like, it's just not boring. Like the jokes is not even that funny to me. Like I'm just like, oh, this is just like, I'm a cat, like funny.
Basically. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it's a comedy.
I wouldn't say it's funny.
It was more cute.
I'm voting for how heavy are your dumbbells you lift because it's funny in both translations. Because they're obviously Japanese jokes that you'll get when it's in Japanese, but when they translate it over into English, they're gonna like make it a little bit more Americanized.
Well, absolutely.
But they're still really funny.
I'm giving it to Love is War. Because I feel like I had way more out loud laughs than I did with How Heavy Your Dumbbells. How Heavy Your Dumbbells is the perfect anime that makes you want to work out.
Yeah.
Like generally, it teaches you everything and does everything in a lovely way.
Yeah. So if you want to get motivated for working out, just this.
It goes
Honestly,
out of his
any
way.
sports anime does that for me. Yo, but she better woo!
You ain't finna bike for shit.
I was walking around the neighborhood today and I was like, I need to get a bike. And I'm like, is that just because I've been watching bike anime?
Yes.
The answer is
it
yes, because I said the exact same thing.
Because I don't give a shit
I said
about
the exact
bikes.
same thing, and I was like, Addie, I'm gonna go bike now.
This
And
town
she was
is
like,
not
what?
meant for biking.
No, this place is horrible for biking.
Hey, you can be like
Go to St.
the main
Mark's.
character and only focus on hills.
Yeah!
Like only be a climber, man.
I'll be a climber. I'll do the spider dance thing.
Let's be for real.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but that shit's majestic as fuck.
Oh my god, I can't get over that it's Shikamaru's voice though, coming out of this guy with wavy,
Super
long,
wavy, beautiful hair,
gorgeous hair.
very
Like, I
very
can't.
slender body.
this very like Bishonen.
Oh man, it's like out there. Like it's funny because they have like the equivalents of what's his rival that's supposed to be the shonen person that's super popular with girls, and we're like,
yeah, the
move
one who always
over.
has the hair.
Yeah,
thing.
and
Oh
he's
my
got
God.
this. I don't know if you got to that point where you got the point where he's like zero gravity kind of like writing, where it's just you'll get there. It's when they get to the competition, the tournament. Anyways,
Next category. Next category is best voice actor performance, English edition.
I don't think I can.
I'm giving you I'm giving you the Japanese version or the Japanese one.
I don't know this one.
So we have starting off with Kyle McCarley from Mob Psycho 100 as Mob, Laura Bailey as Toro Honda from Fruits Basket, Erica Menendez as Retsuko from Agretsuko, Bill Matsitz. Oh no, wait, excuse me. Kemitz, thank you. I read that backwards. Naofumi from Rise of the Shield Hero, Faye Mata as Aqua from Konosuba, and Casey Mongolo as Shinji from the new redub of Neon Genesis.
Because of bias, I have a hard time not like picking Laura Bailey. But
No.
Yeah,
She's
I mean,
such a sweetheart.
I haven't watched any of these in English, but I do like Laura Bailey in general.
But you watched the original Fruits Basket.
Yeah.
Laura Bailey.
Was that Laura
Yeah,
Bailey?
all of the original English cast is on the new
Except for maybe, like,
Did
one
not
person.
know that.
except for one person, yeah. But they all except for one person is on from the original cast is from this one.
Yeah,
so
they're all back.
it's still Laura Bailey, and we watched a little bit in English, kind of going back and forth. On
Just
it.
kind of
And
do a comparison. And it's
it sounds really good because
you
it's
want to
Laura
talk about
Bailey.
being slapped in the face with nostalgia?
Oh
Just
god,
watch it in English. You're
Jesus
like, oh
Christ.
god.
God.
because like the first scene we hear her and we're just like, oh, it's the hold on.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's 2001. Fuck.
You know, I originally watched Fruits Basket. Dial-up internet on YouTube.
Oh, you too?
Yes.
I
opened up 7 windows at the same time because, we didn't have tabs back then. 7 windows at the same time, loaded up each episode, which took like
Forever?
half an hour each.
I got to the point where I started doing that because I borrowed the first few episodes from a friend of mine because she had the DVD, and I watched them all religiously and then gave them back to her the next day, and she goes, "You watched them all?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did."
I watched it on TV.
And then went online and watched the rest of it in
it?
Japanese because they hadn't released it yet.
I watched it on TV.
I didn't.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't think it was fun. I don't think it was Toonami, but it was one of the other shows that were just randomly. I think it was Stars.
Probably was because it wasn't. It was never
like
on Toonami at the
Stars. There was Stars, G4, Cartoon Network, and like there was something else that did it. I think at the time before it was G4, it was Wired, and they had like their
Yeah,
stuff.
I remember that. No, they did darker stuff.
Through there, yeah.
They did darker stuff on that on G4/Wired.
Sometimes they had a lot of random stuff.
They really did. I watched. Oh my god! It just went over my brain. Like 2 really dark ones. One of them was from the same creator as Trigun. No, I can't remember the name.
What's yours?
Go away. Okay, so see the problem is,
So
I
I watched all.
Bailey because
So I watched all of these. I don't care for Mob's version.
no.
Kyle. It sounded about the same, but it was one of those things where I was like, eh.
Now I
Erica
did.
is really good as Resco.
She is. I did manage to watch an episode of Konosuba in English, and Faye Mata as.
She was kind of funny actually.
It's
She's
really
actually
good.
really good. Oh man.
She said she got Aqua over there like like crying every time.
It was pretty good. I think I'm the only person that watched the new like dub of Shinji.
Yeah, I haven't. The only thing that I was new about Evangelion, because it took me like forever to actually watch the series in general.
Oh,
But I saw the movie was on there, and I was like, all right, cool, I'll watch this. And I'm like, oh fuck,
Movies?
Yeah.
Is that which one?
the end of Evangelion.
Okay. Oh, so that's the one that actually explains everything that's happening in the series.
Man, that was dark.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Like, I knew the anime was
it's
dark,
really
but-
good movie, but it's
I was like, maybe this will explain what's happening now.
you know, no.
Not really.
I mean, it
So
does. It does, but not good enough.
So next up we have.
Next up, we have the nominees for Best VA Performance in Japanese. So we have Mamoru Miyano for Ryo Niboshi from Sarazanmai.
Mm-hmm.
Saori Hayami, who played Shinobu from Demon Slayer. Yuichi Nakamura, who played Bruno from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yukino Satsuki from Babylon. She played Ai.
In Babylon, okay.
Yuko Kaida, who played Isabella in The Promised Neverland. And Yusuke Kobayashi, who played Senku in Dr. Stone.
Isabella. Is it because of a certain person that you just
Ryu?
like?
No, they're none of my favorite voice actors are on that list. But I would probably pick the voice actor for
Ryu?
from Sadazanmai.
True. It's Isabella for me.
Yeah.
Like that performance, like if you
She's
can
very
just make
good
me
at being
jump every
creepy.
fucking
Yeah.
I can't.
She did a good job at being
It's like,
creepy as
Mama, no.
Mama, no.
Oh no.
I was a close second for me. It was actually Yusuke for Senku.
Yeah.
That was a good.
Because I
character.
really liked his
You hack.
Hyakuman Placento.
Yeah.
Everything was Hyakuman Placento.
Yeah. If you learn anything from anime, you're gonna learn how to say 100%.
My thought process is like, that's perfect.
It's a
You
billion.
can just say
A
that
billion
multiple
there.
times and it doesn't
Hyakuman.
get tiring.
Hyakuman.
Like him saying it, like you hear like him say it every time, like the amount of times he say it,
Yeah.
and it's like it doesn't sound tiring. It sounds like it's really a part of his character. And
Yeah.
it was really interesting to watch. But Isabella is definitely my favorite.
Agreed.
I don't.
That
give
woman
it.
scared me.
Making me feel uncomfortable is how you win. It's just simple as it's very rare to happen, but if you can do that
Be
by just making me believe that
be sinisterly sweet.
yeah.
Say that 3 times fast.
Nope.
Sinistry. Sinistry.
So that's unanimous.
Oh, I bit my
Next
tongue.
up, we have best couple. We have Baki Hanama and Kozu Matsumoto from Baki. Kaguya Shinamaya, I can't read to save my life. Shinomiya and Miyuki Shigure.
Shirogane.
I'm not talking in Japan, you know, right?
She gonna be like,
I'm mute now.
y'all gonna be, as soon as you get on there, it's like, oh, you can't talk to me yet. You have to wait till my friend gets here.
Oh, chottomate.
Dotomate.
Gambaro.
Tomodachi. Hanashimasu.
Hey, tomodachi desu.
You got wait.
Hi, Kazuma desu.
Oh my god, sorry. Okay, so third couple is Mafuyu Sato and
I was like, where's the bias I'm hearing? Because I was like,
Actually, that's not my favorite on the list.
But it's not my favorite.
Am I obsessed with
But
it?
it's really,
Absolutely.
It's really good. It's really good.
Oh my god, I love
finish
it.
it, so nobody's gonna know. Mafuyu Sato and Ritsuka Uenoyama from Given. That's Squee Girl. That hit a new pitch.
I'm so glad
Rio
I got that
and
on,
Mabu
got that on
from
here.
Zara-
I'm so glad I finally got you on
Sazaraname.
here. We didn't get you here more often.
Rika Zonozachi and Shun Amagi from O Maidens in Your Savage Season. And Ymir and Historia's Attack on Titan Season 3.
Tell me your
Yeah.
favorite, since apparently Given is not the go-to, even though we got that lovely soundbite that I'm
Okay,
definitely not
so-
gonna keep for later.
It was a toss-up between a few of these for me, actually. I love Mafuyu and Ritsuka, but like, they just met. They don't have much. They don't have much going on yet. But then you have other people
They're not
like
banging yet. Is that what you're trying to say?
maybe
No, come on,
Yes.
not yet.
not yet. It'll happen eventually. But like, other people have more history, like Reo and Mabu and Ymir and Historia.
Right.
See, my thing is with the Ymir and Historia thing is like I never saw them as a couple. I saw them as really good friends.
Oh no, I saw this couple
No,
I
they were
did
definitely
it.
a
from the
couple.
beginning.
They were
I did
definitely
it.
a couple.
I'm that person.
Like season 3 came out with the way they did, and I was like, oh, they're straight up just not denying that they're a couple. Then
Nope,
See, I
not
didn't
even.
get. Well, the problem was I didn't get that until like the very end. I was like, oh, I was blind.
no.
No, like from the beginning, I saw Ymir. I'm like, gay.
All the people here, you're the most qualified you have the most qualified gaydar in this. So
I'm actually really horrible at it.
Mine goes.
I didn't say performance
like,
wise.
okay, bye.
We're not putting you in performance reviews. We're just saying that you have.
I'm gonna say Kaguya and Miyuki from Love Is War.
Yeah, that's what it is for me.
Because, like, they're that one couple out of everybody that I'm sitting there just like, oh my god, just tell each other already.
Just kiss the girl, damn it.
just kiss the girl.
You know what's funny?
That was
It's part of that, and part of the fact
Frustrate me.
is I get that same feeling, which is a very normal feeling for most couple, like, romantic stories. But this one, like, really takes its toll where you're like, fucking kiss already, but I kind of want to see more of, like, how you're going to try to win.
Well, your wish is granted. We got the movie coming out.
Yeah, the movie's coming out. That's crazy.
Which, I went on, like, a huge tangent because we're going in June to Japan, right? So
Yeah.
I went down the rabbit hole on YouTube and was just watching everybody else's trips to Japan to kind of get, like, a feel of what to expect.
She's still in the rabbit hole.
Yes,
don't,
I am.
Don't act like you're out of the rabbit
I'm
hole.
trying to wean myself off of it.
Why?
I don't
Fuck it. Go hard.
I was merely born in the Weeble.
But anyway, somebody was like filming, and I think they were near or in Akihabara, and then like of course they got like anime billboards everywhere.
Of course.
And then there was the billboard for the Love Is War movie, and I was like, ha!
Yay!
Yay! I know that one.
I get that reference.
Although, have I watched, Given a few times already? And cried every single
I
time?
haven't watched it. I've seen like maybe an
100%,
episode
yeah.
It's
or
a
two.
really good story.
It's so fucking good!
I heard the music was really good. I saw
The
this
music's
one.
good, the songs are good, it's just, everything's good. It's just a bunch of gay depressed dudes. It's so good. Everyone's
The depressed
depressed.
part is definitely a thing.
Everyone's depressed.
Everyone's fucking depressed.
Mike, I feel like you need to do this one.
What is it? Fight scene?
Yeah.
Why me? Like, I feel like you guys are just as. God.
You need to get on.
Because you want me to analyze everything. That's what you want me to do.
Okay, fine. I'll do it.
I get it. No, I get it. But I guess I'll read it. So we have best fight scene, which is Emperor Crimson versus Metallic on JoJo Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. We have Levi and the Beast Titan in Attack on Titan
Personal
Season
bias.
3.
Shh.
Mob versus Torichio in Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. We have the Broke the Internet Tanjiro and Nezukoi versus Rui in Demon Slayer. And then we have Thorfinn and Thorkel in Vinland Saga. And we have, oh god, I can't say his name correctly. Ishiwa Kamaru in Tiamat versus Tiamat in Fate Grand Order.
I haven't seen that
I
one.
haven't either.
I'm the only one that's seen it because I played the game.
I've seen. The only two I haven't seen are JoJo and Fate.
So I only watched the fight for Golden Wind for this exact reason. I haven't watched Golden Wind, but I watched the fight in episodes leading up to it. It is a really good fight, and it's one of those fights that I would say it's not the best fight. I would say it's a really good fight if you're a JoJo fan. Like if you were reading the manga, it kind of goes to the T in a really well way and expands on the fight. There's one part where like the punches are going for like a solid minute, like kind of thing, and it's amazing.
I'm partial to Demon Slayer, not just because Demon Slayer was good. It's just that whole scene, like artistically
The one
for
shot.
me, that whole one shot. But artistically for me, that whole scene, I was just like, oh my eyes, this is like eye
Everything
candy.
about that scene was good.
It
The
was-
music was good. The art was good.
It's just a perfect melody.
Everything
of-
about that
was good.
So that's why I was like, I looked to see which specific fight it was, and I was like,
No, it's definitely that. Fight.
That's fight. That's
It's
one.
definitely that.
It's the one that
specific
broke the
fight.
internet.
It's the
I've
one
also
that
been
broke the
listening to
internet.
that song on repeat.
I'm pretty sure it's the one that UFO Table finally heard enough about everyone going, oh my god, about it, because they got onto Twitter and were like, oh, you like us.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's understandable since like UFO Table was like, hey, we're gonna make our own anime with like no like story or anything. It's the original story, and it's like, oh, we're used to you just doing Fate series stuff. All right, we'll see what's up.
It was so good.
It was really good.
But they took everything they learned from making those Fate stuff and turned it into this.
Mob Psycho is just a good series though, but that's like Bones good kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like he's hard to like. Bones is like Madhouse in
Yeah.
terms of like really understanding the form of action in everything. So
They
it's
are.
like,
Because if you remember so you remember Soul Eater, yeah? That
Yes,
was
I
Studio
remember Soul
Bones.
Eater.
The very first episode of Soul Eater, you get that epic fight scene between Maka and
Mhm.
Jack the Ripper.
Mm,
That's yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
well, I would say like My Hero's Bones.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Ah,
I'm
I enjoy the fuck out of that.
I mean, I'm not.
pretty sure My Hero is Bones. I'm pretty sure of it. I could be wrong.
Looking it up real quick.
Yeah, I am. Tell me. Oh, Wikipedia.
Wikipedia-sama. Oh shit, they
It is Bones.
Yeah, it's Bones. I knew it was Bones.
You're like, haha. The nerd.
I'm sorry, when
The
you
nerd
get
is strong with you.
United States
Oh my god.
Smash! Why did I say it as if I'm like macho? Like macho rampage. Right, savage.
I still will never get over the fact that me and you both sat there and watched as he did that, and we're both going, Chris Sabat's gonna be All Might.
So no, we said that. No, that was way before that. We were talking about
No, I know, but like when we're sitting there watching like All Might himself, we're like, Sabat.
Well, we weren't even saying it like that. When we were watching the series, we were like, okay, Sabat has to be this person. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
And then we got to the first like big fight with All Might, and we were literally like, if Chris Sabat is not fucking All Might, I'm gonna be angry. Like, there is no way anyone else can't be this person.
He's the perfect person.
He is the perfect person. Look at him. There is no way this motherfucker isn't All Might.
Now, your favorite, Levi versus the Beast Titan. That's a really intense scene.
That's
The
just-
whole scene is intense.
Then
like,
the strategy that went out to that.
Emotionally, I didn't know how to feel while I was watching it. I was like, oh fuck.
I love you said the
Levi.
strategy
Whew.
behind that. Levi left strategy alone after that point. Like, he
my
was just
God.
like, no, I'm fucking killing you.
He's like, oh, you motherfucker. He became Aaron at that point. But like a really
cooler
hot
head.
Aaron.
But a really high class, very, very
A little bit more of a
qualified
cooler
Aaron.
head, but he was there. No, like I watched it in Japanese first, and then I went back because somebody was like, "Yeah, Matt Mercer does Levi," and I went, "What?" So I went to go hear it, and of course that they showed that scene, and I was just like, "Okay." And then, of course I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that's Matt Mercer." But I'm sitting there watching the scene again for the scene, and I'm like, oh. And then like once the human portion of him gets out there and starts leaving, he's like, "Wait, no." Come back, I'm not done with you.
Like, come back, you
Oh,
motherfucker.
man.
I'll fucking kill you. I'm like, yes! Yes! I have feelings every time he's on screen.
So there's like three different Attack on Titan, Mob, and Demon Slayer. There's like three fight scenes that I'm really torn between because all were really good.
Yeah. So Mob Psycho is one of my favorites because it's like Bones and it's really good animation. It's like the expanding world. Demon Slayer is the best personal fight, I would say. Like
Demon Slayer wins for me just because artistic.
and then like
Also, at the end of it, you just go, oh!
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I rewatched that one at work recently.
It's
And
still
normally
good.
I'll be like, working while I'm doing it. But that scene came on and I was like, turning up the volume, like, not doing anything but watching
Yeah.
it. I'm like, God, it's so good.
You know what pisses me off? I wish they didn't pick Thorfinn versus Thorkel.
There were so many better
From that
fights in
sense.
that
I
series.
think the fight between Askeladd and Thor is a better fight.
Wait, which one?
The first one.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
the only one.
No,
right?
they have multiple. No, they have multiple ones. 'Cause
Thor-
remember, he keeps challenging
Thor.
him.
No.
Oh, Thor! Oh,
Thor versus Askeladd.
Yes. Yes.
That fight. That fight was so good.
It was very short.
Also,
though.
it was short, but it was very intense, and it had a lot of like meanings behind like
You'll see once you get there. It's
second episode. Literally,
Oh, it was the second episode?
Yeah,
I think I'm pretty
Second
sure it's
or
the
third
second
episode.
episode.
It's early on.
That's
but-
also why I said it doesn't matter what you know.
So
I won't say other things
Fair.
because that's like, but yeah.
your brain goes, "Wah."
Well, that's also why it's gonna be hard to like talk about best antagonist.
No, it's the best scores next.
But I meant when it gets there.
Oh yeah. So we have best score. The nominees are Hiroyuki Sawano
Ganbatte.
for Attack on Titan season
Believe in me
3.
who believes in you.
Is it Moki?
Maki.
Maki, thank you.
That's Maki.
Maki with Carol and Tuesday. Goshina and Yuki Kajira with Demon Slayer. Tatsuya and Tatsuya. Shut up! A lot of this is tongue twisting for me. That's my problem. Tatsuya with Kato and a few other people who I'm not going to butcher their names with. Dr. Stone. Yugo Kano with Jojo and Kevin Pennick with The Rise of the Shield Hero.
Attack on Titan. Not because I like the anime, but I legitimately like the soundtrack.
No,
I
score-
will listen to the
score-
soundtrack by itself, just in general. I
So
like
we-
the composer.
So we're going about score, right?
Yeah.
We're going by like what
Like just the background
what is a
music.
good general set of music and sounds as well
Yeah, absolutely.
that go along with the anime and really brings about its story.
I'm saying Carol and Tuesday for me just because like that I could legitimately sit there and just listen to that score.
Listen to the soundtrack for hours.
Yeah.
See, I do that
it's
with Attack on Titan.
Because it's so nice and casual.
Like,
See, the sad
a
thing is I
lot.
could do that with literally every one of these.
Like, I
those.
liked a lot of the songs from Demon Slayer, but not all of them as a whole. Like, there was a lot of them where I was like, meh, and I'd skip it. Like, listening to the soundtracks on YouTube, like, a lot of them I'd be like, meh, meh, meh. Oh, that's a good one. Meh.
Historically appropriate song, historically appropriate Japanese song number 2. Kind of it did feel that way for Demon Slayer. Dr. Stone I found was like really fun to like listen to while everything was happening.
Yeah.
It was fun, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite.
Carol and Tuesday was just relaxing to me because I was just
I
like,
actually didn't really like the soundtrack to that show.
what, Carol and Tuesday?
Love
Yeah,
the soundtrack
that's
with
fair.
a passion.
It's just personal taste, I guess.
Rise of the Shield Hero.
A lot of it's personal taste, honestly
Yeah.
and truly.
Rise of the Shield Hero was good, but
Nothing stands
No.
out to me from that. I
It
can't
works-
remember any of the songs
it worked.
from that
No,
show.
I can't either. It works great for the show, but I'm the same way. I don't remember.
For Shield Hero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch it for the fucking score. Fuck that.
No.
Like,
I was
nothing-
watching because like
nothing
Because
stood out to
that-
me.
oh blah 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 blah. I'm fucking angry.
and that bitch.
And that
Oh,
bitch.
that redheaded bitch. You know,
Hey, there's a
that's who it
character you
was.
love to hate.
That's who it was. No, I fuck her. I hate her. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. I was like, what was that other character I absolutely hated? But no, Yukio still wins. I
Bitch.
fucking hate Yukio. But no, she's next though.
No, you know what's funny because I still didn't like completely hate her. I like generally liked hating her. Maybe it was just because I wanted somebody I generally wanted to hate. Like in general, I was like, all right, I want this person to die. It's very rare that you get somebody like that.
Like you're like, I'm okay with if she dies.
I was like, I'm perfectly fine if she dies, but it's also okay that she's making me feel like this.
Oh man, fuck her. She was horrible.
Now Yukio, I hated that, and maybe it's just because Yukio is just useless. To me.
He's a bitch.
She's such an asshole.
So okay, I'm saying Carol and Tuesday personally.
I'm gonna go with God, it's between Attack on Titan and Carol Tuesday for me. And yeah, it's a
like,
preference. It's a preference thing because
preference.
Carol and Tuesday is a very modern
Yeah.
versus everything else here. It's a very modern type of music.
And I'm just going by like
The one
I have an ambient list on my YouTube, like
Mhm.
for like playlist for like when I'm like reading or studying and shit.
Yeah.
And most of the songs on there are from Attack on Titan, just because I fucking love the soundtrack. There's ones that I'm like, oh yeah, and I get really into it. And there's also the more mellow ones that I'm like, yes, hell yeah, German music. I didn't think German could sound this pretty. Fuck yeah.
Really,
That's fair.
Let me send you some songs. From I would say actually my argument. You just said something that made me realize I'd rather have Carol on Tuesday. So I wouldn't work and watch Attack on Titan. like kind of situation, and it's mainly just because I would rather just watch Attack on Titan with it. I feel like a lot of times, because that's another thing that kind of gets me reason why I like the score. If it gets me to want to listen to it outside of the series and not think about the series, then I think it's just as good too. Like if it can transcend besides the fact it works so good with that, as well with the fact that you can just listen to it in general. I would say Carol and Tuesday was something I was more like into and things of that nature. She knows I'll have the fucking
he played like after we finished watching the second season. He just got every single song from the series on Spotify and just.
I'm sorry, I
just
can't
have a
help but
thing for
listen to
violin.
like anime version of Whitney Houston for like hours upon end. All right,
You did.
like it's so good. I'm just in there, fucking sing it.
I think I just have a thing for violin. There's a lot of songs that rely heavily on violin in Attack on Titan.
String instruments,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
I will agree
God, I love
that
this shit.
in terms of instrumental, Attack on Titan's got it.
All right, let's move on because we're getting.
Yeah. Okay. So we have best character design. The nominees are Carol and Tuesday, Duroro. I'm not gonna pronounce the names because I'm gonna butcher them. So.
Oh, the people that actually
Yeah.
designed it.
Dororo, Dr. Stone, Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Sarazan.
Sarazanmai.
Thank you! And Vinland Saga. See, it's when there's words like that, it's when I get super tongue-tied, and then I'm like...
Sarazanmai.
I have to think of it in 3 different words. Sada,
Sada.
plate, zan, mai. Counter for flat objects.
Yay!
Sarazanmai.
I'm
Day,
glad
Japanese.
I had that same thought process. I was like, that's just three. That's 3
I'm
separate.
not in school anymore, Lydia!
I wasn't in school.
Shut up. Apparently I wasn't meant to learn language.
Going to the character design,
Designs.
it's Dororo.
Dororo.
Like, honestly and truly, and it's mainly just because, versus everything else, Dororo has 2 things that goes for me. The lovely design of what feels like very much of a Japanese culture, like, in a Tanjo series. It's very beautiful, very much of an action scene, but also, like, very majestic at the same time. As well as the fact of, damn, you look between, like, Tezuka's work versus this, and it's just kind of like...
But I also really enjoy it because the character design for some of it, especially with Dororo themselves, is they'll have it in the newer style for this, but occasionally when there's like these little hammy, kind of like silly parts, it kind of flips in with a little bit of the Tezuka style, and you're just like, ha-ha!
It feels like it makes an homage to Tezuka's
exactly.
general passion of the work, especially since a lot of, like things like that, Tezuka, like, try to write shit like that, it was super deep and, like interesting and very, like...
He tried to make
stuff,
a dark
but
one.
you like his art like doesn't fit the
Normally his art's very like Disney looking.
Yeah,
and, like,
well,
very
that's what inspired him.
cartoony. Yeah, and I know that.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, what? Oh,
Yeah.
that was Tezuka?
Yeah, I know.
Oh shit.
Because I looked it up, the history behind this anime, because when I was like realizing, oh, that was Tezuka, and they were like, no, it was his attempt at having a darker story compared to his other stuff.
one of his many that he actually had darker stuff actually.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it. Plus, there's parts where Hyakimaru, when he gets his body parts back, the anatomically correct muscle structure and bone structure that they had to quickly draw out for that.
I just love it in general.
It's really good.
It's really good compared to everything else. I would say that's my favorite. Like my second favorite probably is like her in terms of design. Maybe Vinland Saga. Yeah, Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
No, wait. Yeah, Vinland Saga. No.
Yeah,
No,
yes,
sorry,
no,
it's Dr.
yes, no.
Sorry, it's Dr. Stone because I love Boichi. I love Boichi's work with a passion.
True. Oh yeah, because of the detail that they put in there.
Yeah, it's just the detail that he puts into
Well, it's
like
not even
his
Yoichi that does
characters.
it. It's Yuko for the anime.
for the anime, but it's based off Boichi's like designs. So.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think we're all unanimous.
Dororo.
Dororo.
Oh, that was pretty awesome. Here comes the harder, I would say the hardest
Yeah.
choice.
Best
to me it
animation.
is.
Best animation?
Yeah.
Best animation.
Attack on Titan Season 3. Demon Slayer. Fate Grand Order. Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. Saraza Name.
Sarazanmai.
Shit.
Sanmai.
I'm not saying it anymore.
I give up.
I feel like I'm being
Fucking
judged.
done.
Vinland Saga. I'm gonna go cry in a corner now.
Oh my
I'm
god.
not gonna say Demon Slayer, even though there's a lot of great animation in Demon Slayer, but there's like certain parts where it switches over from like that 2D animation to the 3D.
Yeah, I
And
think
it's
it's
not-
a case by case basis for Demon Slayer. Overall, no.
No.
I would say
it's
out of all of them, it did
regular.
the mixture well enough to not make a big deal out
There
of
were
it.
some scenes that they used the computer animation really well, like the
No,
scene
yeah.
where the house is changing.
No, that was
or
amazing.
like the very last episode
Yeah, but like
where
there's-
he's like just brutally murdering everyone.
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
like trying to escape through the. Oh god, that was such a great scene. Oh my god.
But the parts where like he's just casually walking off and you clearly tell it's 3D and you're like, I don't know how I feel about this, but I get it.
Yeah, Vinland Saga had the same problem where the mixture between 3D and stuff like has that. You'll see that a lot. Like a lot of
It's
it's
not
like
terrible,
crowd,
but
a
it's
lot of
just-
it's crowd work or like something else that they're
Huge
they're
battle
doing.
scenes. Like,
Yeah,
with, like,
huge battle scenes.
armies.
Usually things that requires a lot of resources.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I've already seen it so far in
Yeah, I
ReZero,
think you see it pretty
the
early.
one.
Yeah, I think it's like in the battle that they go through that you see it like pretty early. And
I'm torn.
it's a little jarring.
I'm torn between
Okay.
Attack on Titan season 3 and Mob Psycho. I really enjoy the animation of Mob Psycho just because it's Studio Bones, and I really love Studio Bones.
I would say it's just because like the animation in general is just fun. Like
That too.
it's not lightest of the fights, but do you remember the scene where he's talking to the girl that's doing like a story or whatever?
Yeah, and
like
she
a
gets
short
picked on,
story?
her stuff gets shredded.
Yeah, and like that wonderful like animation of him like
Putting it all back together.
I was like,
Oh, it was so good.
I was just sitting
It's
there.
a
I was
really sweet scene.
I remember that.
Oh.
like,
But Attack on Titan's animation is really good too because you have these characters who were constantly in motion.
Yeah, Attack on Titan animation in general, any season is
Yeah.
amazing.
can we talk about we have two Wit Studio on here, both Attack on Titan and Vinland Saga.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I knew it.
I was about to say I don't know if you knew,
It
but
has
Wit
the same-
Studio did.
I didn't know it was the same, obviously, but the same quality of animation.
Like
is
you
there.
look at it as like, oh yeah, this is definitely what's
Like,
you
just
you
from
watch
the-
it,
just
but
from
it's
the
one of those
first
things
one.
you watch Vinland Saga and he was like, no one else could have done this. Like there's no reason
Yeah.
any other
And it
animation
makes
studio would
a
have done
lot
it.
of sense.
Oh yeah.
So it's like it's by the same studio. I feel
Yeah.
like you're just choosing based on which anime you like better.
Now if only fucking Wit Studio would do Berserk and I would be happy with a motherfucker.
Yeah, I saw the first episode of that and I was like, I can't watch this.
Try watching both seasons.
No.
And just trying to like so I can have an opinion and just cringing and fucking biting my teeth and ready to rip my fucking tongue out. Like
I can't do it. I made it through like a few episodes of Ajin. you seen
I
that
love
one,
Ajin.
Ajin?
No, Ajin's a really good series. Honestly,
I haven't finished it yet just because
It's really good.
It,
I love
has
that
a really
book.
good plot and everything, but like the animation just kills me.
I'm
I
actually
hate
okay. I'm actually okay with the
3D
shell
animation
shape.
for- yeah, no,
That's different.
That one. Every
That to me-
Berserker fan out there is like, this is trash.
With Berserker, I hate it, but it's less of because of the writing. Like more so the writing's shit. Besides the fact that his sword sounds like fucking pots and pans. But like,
Cling cling.
which like I'm funny because a friend of mine was like, is that a problem? I was like, yes, it's a fucking problem. But yeah,
I'm
I would
saying Mob.
I would go with Mob Psycho. I would go with Mob Psycho. I think. Fuck.
It's hard.
And then
This
I
one's
thought like,
hard for me.
and then I thought of like 3 separate scenes in Attack on Titan that I really like that are not fighting scenes in any way. It's like most of them are like these very solemnly like parts of self-reflection and things of that nature that really get to me. And it's mostly like the anime and mostly like color choice and things of that nature. And maybe that's not has nothing to do with animation. That maybe that has more to do with like go on there. It maybe has more to do with like just character design altogether. So I'm gonna go with Mob. I'm gonna go with Mob.
Mobu.
I don't know, I can't say between Mob and Attack on Titan.
That's fair.
To be fair, I feel like we're
Ignoring my personal bias, it still has really good animation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, I
can't.
would say like that between the two is probably the best.
You
Best to
okay?
look into. Oh yeah, that's not the greatest.
Oh, wait, get
I'm
the other
good,
one.
good.
The other one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that moves.
Here's a pillow for your ass.
Ass pillow.
Ass.
I got my dad an ass pillow for Christmas.
Ass pillow.
Oh,
All right, so-
pack.
Damn it.
And moving on.
Would you like to read us down to the best director?
Yep, nominees for Best Director. We have Tetsuro Araki from Attack on Titan Season 3, Kiyotaka Suzuki from Babylon, Shinichiro Watanabe and Motonobu Hori from Carol and Tuesday, Yuzuru Tachikawa from Mob Psycho 100, Season 2, Kunihiko Ikuhara from Sarazanmai, and Shuhei Yabuta from Vinland Saga. Best Director.
This is actually harder for me.
See, because
that's one of the
Watanabe
things
is
I watch for.
really an acclaimed director, and you automatically want to go Watanabe, but
You know what? I think so. Actually, I still put Watanabe in the running because
well, yeah,
I genuinely felt his passion for music in this series.
Yeah.
Like whether you have issues with some of the parts in there or some of the weird pacing and some of the stuff, it generally still feels like what you wanted out of Watanabe like series, and I really, really enjoyed it. Still not my favorite in terms of direction. My favorite in terms of direction is Vinland Saga.
This is hard.
It is.
The problem is Lydia, you haven't finished Vinland Saga.
No,
and
I've
I
only
wish you
seen
did.
one episode.
Yeah, I wish you did because you would understand why I said what I said about Vinland Saga. But
I think I'll have to do Vinland Saga too, because it's that or Mob. For Vinland Saga, for me, I've never read the manga like you have.
yeah,
You've read the manga, so I'm watching this with brand new eyes. I have no idea about the story from a historical standpoint because history nerd. I very much appreciate it, but I also have to kind of give that credit to the manga because that's what it's based off of. But it adds in parts from the manga that aren't necessarily in chronological order or necessarily like the main part of the manga, and to a point where like if you didn't tell me that that's not actually part of the manga or that's not the correct order, I would still be like, I don't care, it's still really good.
Another big thing about Vinland Saga specifically is the fact that it purposely goes at a much slower pace
Yes.
than the manga does.
But
Like in the
not to
manga,
the-
it kind of just like
But it doesn't
shit's
drag.
happening, bro.
Catch up.
But the anime
Alright.
doesn't drag though. That's the good part. Like,
Oh, it
has-
doesn't drag. It just takes it it's a slow burn, like on purpose. But it's a
Good
slow burn in a it's nice and cooking. It's like a slow cooker. You're about to just peel apart at the end.
Oh
my God.
Actually, now that I said
hungry
that, now
now?
that we finished it, that might make sense.
Is this in Food Wars now?
Yes.
There it is.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would say Vinland Saga is my favorite. I feel like you want to say Attack on Titan.
It's difficult to say because most of these are based on manga. So I'm trying not to
So think separately from like in terms of direction, we're not talking about like whether it fits like the manga or anything of that nature or like what you get from the manga, but generally how it's ran and the decisions they made to get certain things that's shown more or things that are like focused more and things of that nature. That's what you're looking for.
I really liked
and the choices and staff that they made.
Sarazanmai.
True. I
Because
actually am okay with it.
On surface level, it's just a silly anime about these kids that turn into kappas. But then you go a little bit further into it and you start looking at all the problems that they have with themselves and with each other and what it's like the deeper meaning behind each episode.
I will, yeah.
And the animation for the opening and closing scene's amazing too.
I will say that is a good reason why I can see why you made that pick. I agree with that. That's cool. That's real cool.
Yeah. Okay, so our next one we have the ever debatable best girl.
It's not debatable. It just is.
It just is.
It just is.
Best girl. Okay. Oh, I think I read through.
Yeah. So we have first up Carol from Carol and Tuesday, Chika from Love Is War, Emma from The Promised Neverland, Kohaku from Dr. Stone, Nezuko from Demon Slayer, and Raphtalia from Rise of the Shield Hero.
I know the least likely is Kohaku for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't give
I don't understand why that was even the pick, but
I didn't
I would
really
get it if it
care
was her
about
sister, but not her.
yeah. No, even then. None of the girls is like goes out of my way to like, run and protect and like
No.
enjoy as a character.
There
Like
no-
at least
And
Carol
Carol doesn't seem like best girl to me, just because.
not best girl, but she has probably out of all of them has my favorite backstory.
Yes. I like that they didn't leave that hanging.
Yeah.
It's really good. Have you
Oh,
seen it?
I'm so
I haven't
glad.
seen the second
Okay.
season yet.
Second season goes a little bit more of like Carol's Past, so it's nice.
Which is nice.
That's nice. I wouldn't say
and then you
Chica's
have
just cute.
so we have honestly and truly probably and Emma is
God.
not a pick for me at all.
No,
No,
Emma.
I would
Emma
say-
don't need no protecting. She.
I would say the
protects
hardest pick is
herself.
probably the 3 like waifus of the year
Yeah.
kind of thing, which is Nezuko,
Reptilia,
Reptilia,
and
and Chica. Which Chica is for me. It just doesn't matter.
I'm doing
don't
Nezuko.
care.
I'm doing Nezuko because she doesn't have to be waifu material. She just needs head pads and love.
You just want to protect her. That's what
Yes.
it is. I can understand that.
Because then she can turn around and protect me.
I can't between Nezuko and Chica.
I'm sorry, Chica is my winner. I have to pick Chica because
I can't do Reptilia.
She's just too much.
I can't do Reptilia. You know why?
Reptilia is too young.
No, yeah, she has the body of a like 20-something-year-old, but she's like 10.
I mean, how old is Nezuko?
Nezuko's like she was older. She was a year
She's
younger
younger
than
than Tanjiro.
Tanjiro. So she, how old was he?
Tanjiro's only like 17.
17. So she's 16.
Is he that old?
He's not that old.
Do they actually say how old he is in the series?
Oh no, but I was thinking like.
I feel like we need to know this because we don't
I
know.
guess that makes sense. By the end of it,
Yeah.
he's about 17. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because I was like 15, maybe?
Well, no.
Well,
No.
there's years
he's
past.
He's like 2 years when he's training. So
Yeah,
He's
no,
14.
that's why he's 14 now.
No, Nezuko is 14.
Nezuko's 14, yeah.
now.
Yeah. Well, technically, you know, let's also put in the fact that technically, because she's a demon,
Or maybe she's 2 years younger than Tanjiro. I don't remember what the age gap.
I don't
between
know.
them is.
the age gap is, if I remember, the age gap is kind of big,
Basically, same age as Chica.
and
Yeah,
she's
roughly.
the oldest. She's the oldest out of
All the-
behind Tanjiro.
Tanjiro's the oldest out of all the kids.
Yeah,
And then
so
she's the oldest
Tanjiro,
girl.
Yeah.
Let's figure out Tanjiro's age. I said Tanjiro.
Also,
not
I like
Tanjiro.
Nezuko. 'cause-
Tanjiro.
I like Nezuko because even as a human, like Tanjiro's like, oh, if you want, I will save up some money and get you a new kimono. And she's like, no, this is fine. I'm like, oh.
By the he's only 15. He
Oh,
was
just a year.
13 when he started trading,
Ah.
so he's only 15.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right.
And
'Cause I
mind
was
you,
like,
oh,
damn, 17's really old
Let
for
me
him.
specify. He's 15
By the time he goes,
by the end of this current season.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense now. Okay,
I still can't decide.
I'm saying Nezuko.
Chica, I'm sorry, Chica, too much. That dance will be in your brain for fucking ever.
Oh my god, it was just the cutest fucking
It's
thing.
the cutest thing ever. Also, she's the most amazing friend to a couple ever. Let's just be for real here. She is amazing as a person that just makes things horrible for the both of them.
Did she do it on purpose though?
No, she doesn't, and that's the beauty of it.
Damn it.
as much as I love Nezuko, but Nezuko is like the typical like I want to like keep her safe kind of
She's
situation.
the little sister character.
She's a little
100%.
sister
she
character.
is the little sister character.
She is the little sister character.
Okay,
Goddamn,
Chica.
she's
It's Chica.
it's Chica for me. I'm sorry, I have to pick Chica.
like it's not even waifu material. It's just
It's not even about waifu, which I'm glad is not the
No,
case this
these
time.
these characters are all too pure to be my waifu.
No, hell no. Well, waifu also can be that too pure kind of situation, you know, like honey.
Yeah.
My waifus are all yanderes.
Oh, this next category I'm super
You
biased.
need to calm the fuck
If they
down.
can kill me, it's great.
I like a woman that can kick my ass.
Yes! Yes! My favorite!
Yes.
Punch me, Mikasa.
Oh God! Hold on now.
Yoruichi, kick my ass.
Jesus Christ!
Yoruichi's my number one.
Stop
number
on
one
me,
waifu.
Daddy.
That's how I feel about Levi.
This next one's an obvious pick for me.
This one I'm more biased by, but I
Is
probably
it
shouldn't.
is it the same? Is it biased because it's the same for me?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, so best boy.
Best
Obviously.
boy.
We have Bruno from JoJo, Hyakimaru from Dororo.
Oof.
Yep.
Such a good boy.
Kanata from Astro Lost. Machio from How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift. Mob from Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. And Tanjiro from Demon Slayer.
Damn it.
Nope, I have to change it because I can't. I was gonna do Hyakimaru, but no. He's
Fucking
bas-
Macho.
It's Machio.
It's Macho.
It has to.
Machio's lessons of the day.
God damn it!
Oh my
I have
god.
to
Hey,
watch
it's
it.
your bro, Macho. He doesn't sound like he sounds way more hot, but
Yeah.
like
I have to do Macho because despite like how buff and everything he is, he's not that typical like gym guy who's like gonna make fun of you for all that stuff. He's more like, oh, you want to learn this? Well, here's how the proper technique to do this. And you know what? You're doing great at it. And if it's too heavy, it's okay to go for the shorter stuff. And that's like that character. But then he's like, he looks like, he always has a tracksuit on, so he looks like the typical kind of like semi-skinny
Hot.
Japanese hot guy. And then he's like, boof, and he like flexes out and he's like super like showcase buff for
my
no
God.
reason with this like tiny head.
oh, it's amazing.
It's great.
It's amazing. He's amazing. Listening to him do the lessons for the exercise is really fun to watch.
Also, he does random stuff. I love the one with the protein shake. The little random episodes where he comes in and he's like, oh no, I knew it would come down to this. The last shake.
I'm running out of protein because there's like clumps in the
my God.
protein shake, which it's true. That's how you know you run out, because the last bit is like coagulated, so it doesn't actually like dissolve very easily. But it's just like, what?
I'm gonna have to sit down and watch that damn anime. For me, right now, it's Hyakimaru.
Yeah. I was like, I
Hyakimaru?
was torn between Hyakimaru. The only reason
He's such a good little boy.
He's such a good boy.
That's patronizing.
he's such a good boy. Oh look, he could kill me.
Oh god.
That's the best kind.
Ugh, that's. I don't know how to feel.
I have problems.
Oh my god.
Most of my husband does can kill me.
I still, oh my god, no, I'm torn between that one because you got this kid, like, his maturity level due to the fact of his disabilities growing up is very limited, so he's like, I want to protect you, but you could also probably kill me and kill everything around me, so do I really need to protect
I mean, I don't feel like I need to protect many of these characters.
you? No.
I'm glad that's not the case this time.
Mob is very close for me just because of, like, all the shit he goes through, but
I just want to protect his ego.
his ego. He's like, I want to be part of the body fitness group, even though I can't do shit.
You can do it. You can self-improve. Someday.
Some days, eventually.
You know, like
Tanjiro, nah. I mean,
Afterlife.
he's cool, but
Meh.
he's too mature for his own good. He's got it.
He's very stereotypical shonen.
Tanjiro
Yes.
makes me want to punch
Boy.
him half the time, but
Okay, so on to our next one. We got our favorite hate love best antagonist.
Antagonist. All right, let's go.
I from Babylon, Angela from Carol and Tuesday, Askeladd from Vinland Saga, Garu from One Punch Man, Season 2, Isabel from Promised Neverland, and Overhaul from My Hero. He was the...
I know who he is.
Oh, okay.
I feel like Angela is a weird pick. I don't understand why you would pick that as the antagonist.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Like, I wouldn't use her as an antagonist, especially like when you start learning more. Anyways, as you haven't watched second season yet, so
I don't feel like Angela was a good enough antagonist because, like...
I feel like she was more of a puppet than anything. She
Yes.
wasn't the main. She
Well,
wasn't,
yeah, and like I said, like when you watch season 2, you understand more why like you wouldn't really treat her as an antagonist, honestly and truly.
She's selfish and everything, but I don't feel like she's an antagonist. Just because I know what happens in season 4 for My Hero, Overhaul is a pretty decent antagonist.
Overhaul or Garo for me.
Askeladd, hands down.
I liked Garo a lot.
Askeladd is the best one.
I haven't
Need to
I haven't
watch
seen
it. You need to watch it. You'll understand why.
I mean,
Alright.
I liked Askeladd, but
Askeladd. I love multifaceted antagonists that don't feel like antagonists. They're the ones that like everything that they're doing makes a lot of sense of why they're doing it, kind of situation. And you also don't really feel like it's that feeling where yeah, you don't really want this person to win ever, kind of situation. But everything that they're doing also makes the protagonist better in a general sense. And Askeladd is hands down like a winner for me, especially since I can't fucking say anything. God damn it, Lydia!
I'm sorry.
See,
You gotta watch it.
I like
Because you know
Overhaul.
exactly what I was about to say.
I watched
like the type of person he
different
is to.
animes today, trying to catch up on all of them. I can't do it all in one day.
I'm just gonna take you and like be like, hey, when is your son not here? And I'm just gonna like take you over and like bring you here. It's like, all right, we're gonna sit down and watch 3 series in one night.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, because we
we've
can
done
do
it.
that.
We've done it.
And no, there's no like stopping. There's no like going to the bath. There's no like anything of that nature.
That's
we
a
got
lie.
food, things of that nature. You pause for maybe a few seconds to go to the bathroom,
I
and that's
have
it.
done this before.
I don't
I've
give a-
watched
I
anime
don't-
for a long time.
I know you have,
I feel like
but you haven't done it in a
physically
while.
can't.
It feels like you need help getting back into it.
I'm still sticking with Overhaul just because of his selfishness. Like, he's so... I forgot what the word for it is. Like, what he's trying to achieve versus what he's talking about and, like, what he does. It's so...
He thinks he's doing the right thing for his own cause, but
Yeah.
it's in a very roundabout.
And
fucked up-
karma bites him in the ass.
You know
Yeah,
what's the
I just
problem?
saw that
You know what the
episode.
problem with that? You know what the problem with that for me?
It made me cry. Actually, I was like, "Why do I feel bad for you?"
What's the main antagonist name? I'm sorry.
For what?
My hero in general.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Hand dude.
Yeah,
She
hand
gets-
dude.
It's like she gets something.
I'm gonna call him hand job for the rest of the night.
Oh.
So
Hand bro.
I feel like he has the exact same thought process as Overhaul, except a different way of doing it and a much more interesting way
Pretty much.
of like going with it. I still think Overhaul, and I'm basing this more of manga than
Yeah.
anime since we haven't really watched it yet. I just feel like Overhaul is kind of a copy with a separate like a purpose. He's not supposed to be an antagonist for Deku for me. I feel like he's an antagonist for Handjob, and it kind of bothers me.
Oh, he is absolutely.
And I was like, it's cool, but I don't find him that interesting. Like honestly and truly, for that exact reason, I think Askeladd is the winner for me.
Alright.
Even though I love Garo. Garo is an amazing antagonist.
I loved him.
That is an amazing written, like evil, like a strictly evil character. That's just like, I just want to fuck people up,
Yes.
and he's good at it.
I love those characters.
Yeah, like if you wanted like he's basically the Joker of the series, honestly.
Yeah, I know.
truly. But
I know.
like, I'm saying it for the audience, not you.
Alright, so next up, of course, you have your antagonist. We have to have our best protagonist. Some of these I don't agree with. Emma.
in general, or like
Yeah, in general. Emma from Promised Neverland, Hyakimaru from Dororo, Saitama, One Punch Man Season 2,
No.
Senku, Dr. Stone, Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, and Toru Honda from Fruits Basket.
I actually hate Toru Honda as a character.
Agreed.
I do too.
I absolutely hate
She's
that
too much of a
character.
pushover.
Taru is.
She's sweet. She's sweet and she's adorable, but she's a fucking pushover.
Stupid.
She's so dumb. I hate dumb girls.
Yeah,
Like,
she's like
"Ah,
unnaturally dumb.
My voice is really high and I'm really dumb. Love me. Everything's sugar plums and rainbows. Like, shut the fuck up.
No, I can't stand it. I find.
I told you I
her-
didn't agree with some of these. Like, I don't agree with Emma being in there either.
I don't agree.
No,
with
I'm
I don't
okay.
agree with Saitama season 2
I'm
either
okay-
because
I'm
he
okay with
wasn't
Emma
the he
being in it.
wasn't
No!
Why?
Saitama wasn't the main protag of season 2 of.
Saitama's not the main protagonist in general.
He's not the main character.
He's
of-
not. Well, the
Season
thing,
2.
The thing about him as a protagonist is that he's kind of like Violet Evergarden, where like he is more like a vehicle for the rest of the characters.
Pretty much.
Yeah, there's nothing special. I mean, he's strong. Yeah, but that's.
Well,
like,
that's the whole point. I don't
eh.
understand why you would put that in there.
I'm
because,
going
like, there's-
Hyakimaru.
I don't know. I like Emma. I'm liking Emma.
No, I don't.
Why you don't like Emma?
Because, like, Emma was too optimistic and too gun-ho about everything.
Naivete is the word you're probably looking for.
I think she was
I
in the
enjoy-
beginning, but she got when
I
she
think-
started learning, she
Yeah.
became less.
I enjoyed her progression, and that's where I'm got. Because protagonist to me is all about the progression.
That's why I like Hyakimaru, because you have this character who's literally going from a world of, I can't see anything other than spirit blobs, and he's learning little by little to accept his new senses and accept how they work and how he can work around them. And he's going from one disability to, not necessarily disability afterwards, but because he's never experienced it, it's a disability for him.
My favorite is Senku.
So-
I'm not gonna lie, Senku is more. I just had more fun watching him as a protagonist.
He was entertaining because here's this kid, like, he's smarter than all get up. He's smarter than he should be. And he's like, oh, Stone Age? I'm just going to randomly start making everything because I remember the formula.
And the other thing I loved about him, and,
Like,
and we're
alright.
talking about like the complete opposite of Emma, he is incredibly wise for
Oh,
his
yeah.
age.
Oh,
like unnaturally wise. Like
He's way
not
too
like,
mature for a 15-year-old.
like that like it's like shocking how
Well,
mature he is.
he's a genius, that's why.
Well, like, okay, let's talk about like how like most geniuses at
I don't
that-
know.
at
I
that
know a lot of
time-
smart people and they're dumb.
Yeah, like you
Okay.
don't have somebody that has like street smarts and generally knows how to survive and knows how to like really look at the world in a perspective that really is more of a realistic standpoint to make it, and then also have this incredibly sort of unrealistic goal, like in the same point, like this conflicting like emotions that he goes through and tries to like hide with it. I don't know, like Senku is my favorite for that
Oh.
reason.
I don't think Tundra... I mean, Tundra is a good protagonist, but I don't think...
I think
I
Tundra
don't
has the
think
best
there's anything
disgusted look.
special about. I love that. He's like, why are you looking at me like that? There's nothing special about him. He's a
No.
he's a shonen protag character.
He's the typical,
Yep.
yeah.
But to be fair, the whole thing about Demon Slayer is a very like straight up like this is a shonen series in its core, but it's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to agree, though. I'm really torn between Hyakimaru and Senku.
Yeah, I had to go with Senku. I do agree with your thought process on Hyakimaru, and I would say that's my second for that exact reason.
Because with Hyakimaru, as he's growing, essentially, you're growing with him because he's experiencing all this stuff that you're experiencing with him. That's what I really...
But I also think he is just like Saitama, where I feel like he's more of a vehicle of the other characters because they're more interesting to me in what they talk about and what they go through, and the people that he like talks to and things of that nature, more so than him himself.
I guess.
Yeah.
Lydia. Lydia
Aesthetically, I like Hyakimaru better, but I think for a protag, probably Senku.
I think we're all kind of like...
Which is funny because that anime took me like 15 episodes to actually like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't get into it until they started going into like the background story of his family.
Mm.
That's when I was like,
That's interesting. It was funny because like the background story of the family was when I was starting to delve off away from it a little bit.
interesting.
And it was mostly just because I read it. And two, like the part with the father and things of that nature, it was part I forgot about, and then like it was more about the surprise in it. But I was more interested in the fact of like really following like Senku's mindset and everything. Like everything about
He's
what
a good
he was
character.
doing was what made the show for me. And I think that's the whole purpose of the series in general, is that you're watching Senku be Senku.
Although another character that I hate is in that show as well.
Is it Kurum?
Is it the 30-year-old man that's pretending to be a 15-year-old?
Oh, yeah.
That guy.
Oh, the magician.
No, not the magician.
Oh no, wait.
The main villain.
The main villain?
The dude that's really like gigantic and ripped and looks like he's 30 years old and he's like, I'm a high school wrestling champion.
One of
like,
those
fuck,
things
fuck
that
you.
one of those things that kind of has an issue with Boichi's like character design.
Like Spider-Man, like the third Spider-Man movie where he was a 30-year-old man going to high school. That's who that character is.
Yeah,
I hate him.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. It's funny because I don't see him that often, so like, and I understand why, because it's just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why is this happening?
There are
But then
some
again,
animes-
like, I'm so used to seeing that with like things like Slam Dunk and like any anime that had high schoolers in the 90s.
I mean, if you think about it, it's really weird how animes do this, and this is kind of like delving off from the lists and stuff, everything. But you get male anime characters are either really young looking, in terms of like they're just like normal average age looking like they should be, or they look like they're older than they're supposed to be. Then you got the girls, who you have a 30-something-year-old woman who's a mother who looks like she could still be in high school.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No one looks like their age in anime. It's just as simple as
Yeah.
that. No
I
one looks
mean,
like their age in
That's
anime.
fair. But like, that's to the extreme. I just hate the character so much. He's just like, ugh, I'm so mature because I just don't want a world with adults because, children are better. I'm so mature.
But that's the beauty of the series, is that you're dealing with someone that's so mature versus someone that's has a very immature thought process, but has the strength of like 1,000 men.
There's no way he's 15.
I don't know. I get it.
He was
but
held back for 15 years.
All that pro wrestling got to him.
He took steroids too much, and he was held back. And
I completely get it. In terms of design, it's weird, but like my thought process is like the in between of the two, where they're literally the same side. They're literally two sides of the same coin. Where someone thinks that everyone deserves to live, and there's a reason why everything works and kind of situation because he bases everything on science. Where you have someone who literally only thinks on a personal level, and did you have something to say?
Yes, next category.
Bring it.
So the last category
Is
anime of the year.
That's too hard.
So the list that they have for anime of the year is Carol and Tuesday, Demon Slayer, Mob Psycho 100 Season 2, Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season, The Promised Neverland, and Vinland Saga.
Fuck.
They're all really good anime.
Okay, so I have to go down my least. I have to go not necessarily my least favorite, but my anime that I cannot say that it can be anime of the year. First being Carol and Tuesday.
Yeah.
It can't be it's one of my favorites of the year, but I can't say at an objective level
feel like
that it would be.
there was so many things about Carol and Tuesday where like it was like just at the cusp of being like
It's so many. There's so many things about it that like was so close to being a masterpiece, and it just wasn't there.
It wasn't quite there.
I
liked
quite
it.
there.
I'm not denying the music was absolutely fantastic, but there was something missing in the story.
There was it's not even like missings in the story, but like some choices that were made in terms of how the story would go that I feel like kind of dullied the waters a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still fucking cried at the Mother.
I did too.
Song, which you'll eventually watch in the second season.
There's a really great song. You're gonna cry. There's no getting out of it.
It's basically the what was it the Michael Jackson "We Are the World" song.
Yeah, for that series. Yeah. Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer had to be my second.
Yeah.
My second lowest.
Really?
Really?
No, yeah. And it's mainly just because it's what we said before, it's the most typical shonen series.
Yeah.
I really love the animation, but that's the only reason that really kept me going with it. A lot of times. It was very funny in a lot of cases, which was nice. But other than that, I can't say that I would
After looking at all these and just because I haven't really watched Oh Maidens like you did, but I got enough of it from watching it the few episodes with you. It was good. I'd have to say Mob though.
The Mob being your favorite?
Yeah.
I'd probably go with The Promised Neverland.
Vinland Saga. I have to go with Vinland Saga.
It's so difficult for me because I haven't seen it, but
I mean, Vinland Saga's good.
It's almost anger inducing because like I need you to watch it. So like
He's already yacked my ear off about it's your turn.
I remember I was saying like, oh, Vinland Saga is gonna come out. It's so great. I read the manga. It's so amazing. Like it's gonna be great. It's not. The manga's not even finished yet, and it goes through like multiple like decades of the series of
the manga does, not the anime
timeline. Oh, it's going to in
I
the
know.
second season.
Oh, I know.
Which was already announced.
I'm doing Mob Psycho because like you have the emotional growth of Mob mixed in with the animation is really good. The music's fun. And so you get the personal growth of a lot of characters in it too, and plus the comedy of it's really fun. So that's why I'm doing Mob.
I would put Promised Neverland over Mob actually. Like in terms of ranking,
that'd be second.
I would put that second for me, just because of the fact that
Wait, Promised or Mob?
Promised.
Oh, okay.
I really like Mob though. Like I think it's really sorry, Mob second. I had to think about it, and then I like remembered like
So
four
Vinland
different
Mob
episodes.
and then Promised.
Vinland Mob, Vinland Mob. Oh, Maidens Promised.
Lydia-san?
Still The Promised Neverland number one for me, but
Okay.
probably after that Mob. But then I haven't seen Vinland Saga or Oh Maiden, so I have no idea about those two.
Well, what makes you pick Promised as?
I think because everything that it made me feel. Because you know how while you're watching anime, you can kind of you have a general sense of time.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's been about 10 minutes, or it's almost over. I didn't have that at all watching the anime. I was watching it and I'm like, holy shit, and then like the ending credits would come on and I'm like,
I definitely get what you're saying.
No, yeah, I remember that. I remember watching one like
I
really
got
intense
sucked into
episode.
every episode.
No,
I was
I
like,
definitely
ugh.
felt that way in every episode where I like was just watching it and
I
I,
remember
just didn't like think about the time at all.
No, I remember we were watching one of them and it cut off.
What? It ended? Like,
Yeah.
hold on now.
I was like, fuck.
And you remember we were going like week by week as it was coming out, and we'd end it and we'd go, wait, no, when's the next one?
Yeah. Well, I even said it too, and I was like, this is obviously the last episode, and we were like looking at Isabella and her backstory, and I was like, shit, it's the last episode. That was the one time I knew like when what was gonna happen with it, but before then, and that made me fucking cry. like
absolutely.
Looking at Isabella's
Cried like a
backstory, I was
bitch in
like,
that
no, don't you do this to me. Don't make her this evil motherfucker.
Like, oh yeah, evil. You feel bad for a little bit though. You're
yeah, but you have to understand what it is. And the worst part about what made me cry was less about that, and then started realizing like, like she's tried. This is bad. This is so bad.
Yeah, but then she gets to a point like right on top of the wall of the redemption. She's like, nah, y'all got this.
Like, all right, bye. Takes
hair
out her
flip.
ponytail.
She's like,
Damn, that's long.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't a bun.
Well, I would say that's a really tight bun. Let's be for real.
I've seen it happen. You don't know tight buns until you're in dance.
There was a girl on
on
the derby team that always had her hair in a bun, and then I'd only seen her wear her hair down once, and it was like down her ass, and I'm like, Jesus, because it's always like up, so I just imagined to be like here or so, but it's like poof. I'm like, how?
Tell me your ways.
Tell me your ways.
Sensei.
Sensei.
Well, I'm excited to see what comes out on February 15th, which is when the live...
I feel like if we can, I would love to do like a live stream of watching the
When
damn
is the
thing.
15th? Like, what?
I think that's a Friday. It's February 15th, correct?
Yeah.
That is a Saturday.
Saturday.
It's a Saturday. I happen to get paid that day. That's horrible.
No, you get paid Friday.
But even then, like, it's just like, oh, cool, let's watch this and get drunk out of our being angry of the choices that
That's
is made.
bullshit!
Because I'll just bitch about, like, I hate anime fans.
And yet we are one.
Well, it's funny, like, I think we gotten old enough to that point where we're anime fan, like, the way we're anime fans now, we've started not liking anime fans that's in a previous generation
Yeah, I
from
think
we are.
we've grown up a bit. Like, my son's at the age where he's in middle school, and a lot of his friends like anime. And some of the stuff he says, I'm like,
Weeb.
oh, you poor innocent weeb child.
Wait until you watch that one that crushes your soul.
It sucks for me because, like, I watched so much anime as a kid, like, even when I was in middle school, because I was, like, all I could do, so I would just sit and pirate a bunch of anime. So it was hard to, like, now go up here and have, like, a higher, like, thought process of certain things and, like, think things more critically. And then I'd look at, like, most of the choices that people make that are around the same age as we are, and I'm just like... you just don't watch enough anime to like make that decision.
Which is weird because they have more access to it than we did.
That's what kind of like really messes me up. And I think a lot of it has to do with like the talk about like the amount of anime that's being like drove at us every time. Like now we get what, like I think almost 60 like series like on a season basis, about 30 of them being new.
Now, there is one thing, and Giga tweeted about it earlier today, I think.
Texted. Yes,
I
know Gaunt's personal number.
No, he tweeted it out. He was talking about how, like, he feels like he's been spoiled by the past few seasons of anime, and that this particular season, this new one, not anything from 2019, but this 2020, a lot of it's not that great.
No, yeah. No,
There's like one or two that are good, but the rest of it are like,
I think the exact same thing. Like
I don't even know what's out right now. I'm just really hyped about Haikyuu.
There's one that that's only up to like maybe 3 episodes now. It's like keep your hands off of Yeah, something like that. And it's basically about it's semi.
Finally watched the first episode. And
Is it an
fuck, I
isekai?
No,
No, it's not. No,
that's
it's
shocking.
it's really good. It's basically these three young girls. Two of them are really into animation, and the third one is more into like the business aspect of it. And so they start a semi-film club / anime club, but they're not supposed to call it an anime club because they're technically. It's really interesting, but the thought process and the animation style of this particular anime. Semi Ghibli, semi whatever the studio is known for, and it's just really good.
I would say like the biggest thing is like you would generally just love watching like these characters be passionate in what
Yes.
they love, and that it shows very.
I like
well.
things like that in general.
It
yeah,
just really
it's
feels
very
good.
good in that. In terms of like the new season, I haven't really seen anything that
Mm-mm.
was like
Like,
besides
that's
that. I told you I was super excited about that series. Then you started like being like, I'm on episode 4. I'm like, cool. But yeah, so that's what we're thinking right now for Crunchyroll. Check out for February 15th. Hopefully, either we'll like watch it and just say something on Twitter or something of that nature later, or maybe if we're lucky, we'll try to do some shit to live stream it and something of that nature, and our reactions and things of that nature. But
That'd be fun.
yeah, it'd be really
I'd be
fun.
down
Get
to
get a
shit
couple of
face
us
and talk
together,
about anime.
Yes.
just shit face and scream at people,
Yes.
and the cringe of the Anime Awards.
Yes. Yes. I'm wholeheartedly down with this. I'm torn between whether I want a mimosa for it or something else. We're having some type of adult beverage with it.
Some type of adult beverage. I mean, some type of dozen of adult beverages.
There it
Yes.
is. I was like, a mimosa?
Excuse me.
A bottle?
I feel like
I
you
will
don't
have
understand the quota right now.
No, I will have an entire bottle of orange juice and champagne for myself.
It's fine.
Yes, there
Lydia
it
and
is.
I will just sit with like this giant bottle of whiskey and just say fuck it.
Grand Blue style, let's go.
Yeah.
Wait, why is my water on fire?
Why do you have a lighter to check the authenticity of water? You shouldn't need to do that.
God,
Gotta love that
I want to
anime.
rewatch that now. It's been a whole decade.
I want to see it in English.
I want to
just
rewatch it since
compare
now like we've been
my
going
God,
to
I
school.
love
We
that.
started college together around the same time, and so like now like I kind of want that to like flood back. Like, oh God, fuck.
Well,
So
we
this is
definitely,
what I was like.
Lydia, we're definitely gonna get you back because we talk too much, which is great for this. Yep. I hope everyone enjoyed this episode. We apologize for the fact that we have giant gaps in between every episode, but we have.
We're not sorry. We got
lives.
shit to do. All right.
We got shit to
We
do.
have lives. All right. We ain't doing it just for you.
We got cons to see, things to do.
Yeah, we'll try to put in a little bit more this year. Hopefully, our travel things will go into it. I mean, you two are going to Japan.
Woo!
Going the ultimate weeb route.
Akihabara, Akihabara.
Akiba. As the natives call it.
Akiba?
Natives.
That makes sense.
Because it's too damn hard to say.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah,
Akihabara?
so it's like Akiba. We're going to Akiba.
That's like it's like
Okay.
a tongue twister, dude.
Akiba. Yeah, they're super lazy with words.
I know this.
Akiba.
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 So with that, thank you for turning in. Please follow us on Twitter. Look for us on any podcast, whether it's Spotify, Podbean, fucking iTunes, wherever you get your listen to. Look for us on Twitter, Facebook, and not Instagram. Sorry.
I mean.
wherever. Until next time, see you nerds later.
Bye.
Bye.